you remember Monkey Island sounding this good? Or maybe the real question is, did it ever sound this good on the PC you played it on? This little box is the TM-32 from Serdashop, and it gives me a very good excuse to replay some old PC classics with the kind of MIDI music they were actually written for. Because some of the games were not just written to be played, they were written to be heard. And in this video, I want to find out if this little box can make old DOS games feel new again. TM-32 supports General MIDI and Roland GS-compatible SF2 soundfonts. But most importantly, it can also do MT-32 and CM-32L emulation, if you have the ROMs. It is based on the open source MT-32 Pi project, but Serdashop has turned it into a ready-to-use external MIDI box. For me, that is the main appeal. I can connect it to an old PC, choose the sound font or emulation mode I want and just play with excellent sound quality. General MIDI is a standard that maps instrument numbers to specific instrument types. So if a game asks for piano, strings, bass or drums, a GM device knows exactly which type of instrument to use. But the actual sound depends on the synth or sound font. Roland GS expands on that idea. Roland MT-32 and CM-32L are different. Many old DOS games were composed specifically for those Roland modules, so they often need MT-32 or CM-32L emulation to sound right. TM-32 came with GeneralUser GS version 1.511. For this video, I've also added GeneralUser's GS version 2, which is the version I will be using for the General MIDI examples. GeneralUser GS is a General MIDI and Roland GS-compatible sound font. It is not a direct copy of a Roland module, but it is made to work well with MIDI files and retro games. The most important feature for me is not just General MIDI. It is the Roland MT-32 and CM-32L support. To use this, you need to provide the correct Roland ROM files yourself. After that, the files go on the micro SD card, just like the sound fonts. I usually leave the TM-32 in CM-32L mode. CM-32L is largely MT-32 compatible, but it has 33 extra samples, mostly sound effects that some games can use. And here is where CM-32L is not just a nice bonus. In Gods, those extra samples are essential for getting the sound effects right. In my setup, I connected TM-32 with a 5-pin DIN to a jack MIDI cable, from either the MK8330 or the PC MIDI card. You can also use adapters like the DB15 MIDI or an MPU 232 if you want to use it with a PC that does not already have a proper MIDI interface. technical side is simple enough. It supports large SF2 sound fonts, all 16 MIDI channels, low latency, and it has a clean stereo output. I especially like that I can switch sound fonts with a button, without making this feel like a complicated computer project. Just remember to stop and restart the MIDI music when you change sound fonts. One of the problems I often have with old hardware sound cards is noise from the PC. With an external MIDI synth like this, that problem is basically gone. The output is clean and I do not hear any noise that bothers me. I also like how easy it is to set up. I can connect it, choose the mode and play the games. For me, this is the closest I have come to a practical experience of using a real MT-32 or CM-32L. But for a fraction of the price of buying both original modules today. So that is the Serdashop TM32. A small external MIDI synth that gives me General MIDI GS sound fonts and MT-32 or CM-32L emulation in one box. It is easy to connect, easy to use, and it sounds great with the kind of games I like to play. If you love old DOS games and you care about the music, this is one of those small boxes that changes how you hear the games. So the short version is, take my money.